You wake up in the morning and what do? You get yourself ready to go to school. But you don't have to go to school this time because school is closed. School at home, school at home. Let's get ready for some school at home. School at home, school at home. It's time for school at home.
Good morning, friends. Let's look at the date and then I'll let you know what we're learning today. Today's date is Thursday, May 28th. And if we look at our days of the month, we can see that the 28th is over here. There's only 31 days in the month, which means if we count today, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 more days of May. After 4 more days, May is going to change to June. But for today, we're going to practice one of our daily living skills. Today, we're going to be learning how to prepare grapes. That's just one type of fruit. But it's really important that we learn how to wash our fruit before we eat it, and then how to make some food without any help from our parents. Let's watch how I do it, how Miss Sabrina does it, and then you can practice doing it at home as well. Before we ever work with food in the kitchen, we have to make sure we always start by washing our hands. Now this video is sped up a little bit quicker than normal, but you always have to remember to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. Clean in between your fingers, on the top of your hands, on the palm of your hands, and under your fingernails. Then rinse and dry your hands. Now you're ready to start cooking. Now let's look at how we can wash and prepare grapes. The first step is to wash the grapes. One way to do this is you can get the bag that the grapes come in and you can turn on your water and wash the grapes. Make sure you move the bag around and you move the grapes around so that all the dirt comes off the grapes. Now this is one way, but I actually prefer to use a strainer. This big bowl with holes in it is called a strainer. You can use a strainer when you're cooking pasta or spaghetti, but I'm going to show you how you can also use a strainer to clean your grapes. First, I put all my grapes into the strainer. Then I turn on the water and make sure the water hits every single one of the grapes to make sure every single one of the grapes gets clean. I'm making sure that each bundle of grapes gets cleaned. In this example, I'm showing you how you can clean all of the grapes so that they're ready to eat another day or so that other people in your family can eat them too. But if you only want to eat a bundle of grapes, you only have to clean that many. If it's easier for you, you can actually grab the water and move it over the grapes that way. Now my grapes are all nice and clean. The next step is to get another bowl for the grapes to go into. Then you want to pick off each of the grapes from the vine. So that way you're not eating the vine when it's time to eat your snack. If you see that any of the grapes look rotten, you want to make sure you trash those. I'm going to put them in the sink and then trash them when I'm all done. The vines also go in the trash. I'm going to speed this up a little bit quicker. But when you practice at home, take your time. Uh-oh, another rotten one. Remember, we put that in the trash. Gross. That one's rotten too. You can tell because it's squishy. The grapes that are good are not squishy like that. That one's a good grape. It's not squishy. This one is squishy. It's rotten. I'll put the good grape away with the other grapes, and the rotten one goes in the pile to trash. I'm going to continue this process until all of the grapes are separated from the vine. A lot of these last grapes are already separated from the vine, but I still need to make sure and check that none of them are rotten. These look pretty good. Great. Now that I'm done, the last step is just to put them in a bowl so I can eat just a few of them. Delicious. Even though I'm all finished preparing my grapes to eat as a snack, I need to remember to go back and trash all those grapes that were going rotten. I also need to remember to wash any of the dishes that I used. Let me show you how I wash my strainer. Remember, you start by putting some soap on your sponge, and then you scrub the sponge over the dishes that you used. I'm scrubbing all the different parts of the strainer to make sure that there's no dirt left on there. Now I'm going to make sure I rinse out my sponge and I rinse out the strainer itself. Great. Now the last thing we do is just clean up around the sink so that it stays nice and pretty.